Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. And today's video we've got a bit of a problem with our slurry tanker. You can hear it hissing. Now you might think the vacuum pump's making that noise. It's not. It's in fact the rear wheel. So the rear wheel has got a slow puncture. So I mean it's very slow. I mean if you get slow, trying to blow it up like once a month, it's that slow. So what we're just going to do is we're going to put this stuff in the tyre. So well, you can see that. Basically it's tyre sealant. So to put that in, what we need to do is let the air out that's in. So it comes with a special tool, the tyre sealant stuff. That's in the lid, and that removes the valve in the tyre. So it's nearly down now, so I'll just flip the camera around so you can see it a little bit better now. Just coming out that hole there, and that valve is in there like that. So it's nearly all the way down now. So you take the valve out, and then you put this stuff in the hole like that. Hopefully. Fingers crossed it works. It's got a hell of a lean on it now, hasn't it? Now, tyre's gone down flat. I'm a bit concerned it's going to roll into the shed with a gust of wind. But the tanker is empty. There's no muck in it or anything. But we just need to wait for all the air to escape. And then we can put the tyre stuff in. I'll just point out we're outside the dairy because, well, the main reason is there's a compressor in there that just runs the parlour. Well, does the vacuum gates on the parlour. We have got another compressor that we do normally use for tyres, but that's broken. So we're having to steal this compressor's air to blow the tyre up when we've done. So very important, before you start doing anything like this, you actually part where you can run in a compressor so you can actually blow the tyre back up. But I'd be no good doing this in the shed where it parts because it'd be a waste of time. But I think all the air's escaped now. So what we'll do is we'll put the stuff in and we'll see how we go on. Right, so we'll start off. We've started off by taking the caps off this. So I've read the instructions. So it needs to be about 8 o'clock, which is where it is now. Make sure that before we let the air out of the tyre, obviously. Then read the instructions. It's quantities per tyre. So you know, it varies from bicycles, which I use quarter of this, to tractors, which it says tractors want 2 or 3 of these in the front tyre and 4 or 5 in the rear tyre. Now I'd probably class this as more than a rear tyre on a tractor, so I'd say this probably wants like 6 or 7. I've only got the 2. It's only a slow puncture, so it's not a really big puncture. It's not like it's going down every day of the week. So 2 might fix it. If it doesn't fix it, what I'll end up having to do is I'll have to go and get more of this. So hopefully it fixes it. I won't know, you know, it might accelerate the leak and make it even faster. We hope it doesn't, touch wood. We hope it fixes it, but it's going down like once a month. So if it's going down once a month, if it starts going any faster, we've obviously got a problem. Main reason for me doing this, it saves me paying someone to come out and fix the tyre. But how it works is it goes in the hole, I think. It should do. Right, so there we go, we've got one in. That's empty now, that one. So we've got another one to put in as well. So it should probably have, well, it says like I say, it says tractor tyres should have at least 4 or 5 in the rear tyre. This is bigger than a tractor rear tyre, so I'd be looking at something like, well, I'd say 6 or 7, if not 8 of these this tyre should take to seal it. But it's like I say, it's only a small leak. It's going down, yeah, it's a really slow puncture. It's taking a month to actually go flat. So yeah, I'm hoping I can get away with 2. If not, we'll end up having to get 3 or 4 more of these and put them in. And yeah, hopefully it'll go back up. But we've spilt a little bit. Like, I'll show you. It's just spilt a little bit. It's not too bad, but it's only a little bit. I'll get a bit of tissue or something and clean that up when I've done. But how it works is the end split. Where is it? It's got a split end just on there. So you push it in the hole, and as much as it'll go, and hopefully it doesn't leak. But yeah, hopefully we'll get this little job sorted. Right, so I've just managed to get a little zip tie, so you can see that, just to stop it from leaking as it goes in. Hopefully it works. It's just, I know that's only a little bit that's spilt on the last bottle, but we'd rather if that was sat in the tyre rather than on the floor. You can just see it go down the tube now and into the wheel, or into the tyre. Hopefully this will fix her up. Right, so there we go. We've got 2 empty bottles of stuff now. So what's left to do now is put the cap back on. So there's the valve, and that nearly dropped it there. But this tool here, this black thing, that comes in the lid of them, so you can easily take the valve out. So to put the valve back, you just put it in like that, and then just screw it on. And there we go. I'll just get some paper towel or some tissue and just clean that up now before we put any air in. It's only a little bit that's spilt, it won't do any harm. It's not corrosive or anything. But yeah, we'll put that in the bin. And we're now ready to blow the tyre up. So just take the compressors up to pressure. There we are, it's got plenty of pressure in there. So we're all set to blow the tyre back up now. Right, so it's currently at 30 psi. I've checked the one on the other side with my little tyre thing. I didn't video doing that, but I checked it and it was nearly 40, like 35, 40 it had got in it. So we'll put similar in this. If it goes a bit more, it won't do it any harm. You can put too much air in them and then they'll just explode. We obviously won't. We're not going to do that. But to do that, you'd have to put something like, I would imagine something like 100 psi in that for it to explode. But I'll just remind everyone, this is just a quick fix. Hopefully it fixes it. If it doesn't, then I've just wasted me time, you know, the last hour trying to have a go doing it myself. Them little pots of bottles of green stuff, tyre sealant, they're £6.50 each. You know, as soon as you get someone in the yard to come and start taking a tyre off the rim and take the inner tube out and everything, I know you're doing the job properly then, but you're going to a tyre this size, you're talking 60 quid. So I spent £12 just doing it myself, and I've not had to take the tyre off the rim. And hopefully it fixes it. I'll keep you updated, as always, see if it does stay up. But my hand's getting a bit cold, so I've just propped it up against this drum, and I'm just stood on it holding it because I was just getting cold hands. And at this time of the year, it's cold, there's a cold bitter wind today, and yeah, it's just not nice. You know, I'd rather have my hands in my pocket keeping them warm, so I'd rather just stand on it and hold it, which it's doing the job perfectly fine. So stand here for another 5 or 10 minutes while it gets to 40 psi, and then hopefully that'll do it. Right, so there we go, our tyre is back up as it should be. It's looking good. I can't hear any hissing. Yeah, there's definitely no hissing noise coming from that tyre, so it's sat properly on the rim. It's obviously a good thing. But like I say, this is only a quick, cheap fix. If this tyre was going down dramatically, this tyre sealant stuff would definitely not be a good idea. Probably a waste of money trying to even consider doing that. It's just that this is a really slow puncher that was going down like once every month. It was losing air until gradually it was like, you know, you could tell that the tyre was really soft and you having to blow it back up again. So hopefully I fixed it. It did take nearly half an hour to blow that up though, from when it was down to nothing. That's just because of the size of the tyre. I mean, what size are they? They'll be on it somewhere. What's that? That's 15.8. Oh, it'll be 28. So they're 28 inches tall. That's the diameter of the rim. The tyre, obviously, is quite a big tyre, and is that 15? That's 15.8 inches wide. So obviously, it's going to be a big space between there and the top of the tyre, from the bottom of the top of the rim to the top of the tyre, because it's the width of the tyre as well. So it's tractor tread tyres, obviously. They're just needed when you've got a big tanker like this. You need big tyres to spread the weight on the ground, so that when the ground's wet, you can travel still, and you don't make a mess. That's most important. One thing I will just add is, whoever was the previous owner of this tanker, I think has had these tyres off at some point, purely because the tread on them should go the opposite direction to the tractor, whereas these are going the same direction as the tractor, which makes no sense, because they should be the other way around, because then it means the tanker doesn't fall in the ruts that the tractor, if the tractor makes a mark, the tanker doesn't then fall into that rut and causes compaction. It should be the other way. The tread should be going backwards, if that makes sense. As far as I'm aware anyway, that's how it should be. So the tanker like sits on top of the ground rather than ploughs into it, whereas the tractor actually needs to dig into the ground to grip. That's why the tread goes that way. Whereas there's no drive going to the back tyres on this, so it just needs it to float. But anyway, the most important job now is use this tanker, because that wheel's got all the stuff in and it's all probably sat at the bottom. So it does say on the bottles, use it. So I'm going to go and pump some dirty water now. You've seen me do that before, but that'll be important. That'll do some good, because it'll be me driving around the yard with this tanker, and the stuff will move around the tyre and hopefully seal it. It'll like put a thin layer on all the inner tube inside, because that's another important point. These aren't tubeless tyres. These have got inner tube in them, So tubeless would mean there's no inner tube in there, and it has to sit perfectly on the rim for it to seal. Whereas this doesn't. It's got an inner tube in, so it's like basically like an inflatable rubber ring inside there that the air is inside, you know, and it's pushing the tyre out with the pressure of the air on it. So that's how this is a tubeless. It's tubed tyre, not tubeless. But I'll go and do that now, so I'll leave the video here. So if you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe below, and hopefully you've enjoyed something a little bit different today. Anyway, see ya, bye!